Right, I've had to go back over some old work I did here. I cleaned the inside of the fuel tank out with some hydrochloric acid, but I didn't coat it with anything, thinking that it would be okay. However, it developed a whole lot of surface rust again, and so I've decided to clean it all out again and use a tank liner cum sealer. So what I'm going to use here to seal this tank is a KBS Coatings auto fuel tank sealer kit. It comes in three parts. You've got a cleaning solution which you mix 1:1 with warm water. You've got what they call a rust blast, which puts a coating over the inside of the tank, etches into the metal, and then you've got your sealer. So I've done a little bit of research on this stuff, and it seems to be fairly popular, so I'm going to give it a go. So as I said, I cleaned the tank again with a diluted solution of hydrochloric acid, left it in there for about 24 hours, and when I looked inside with the torch, it looked sparkling clean, I don't mind admitting. So I then went about putting the AquaClean in. I used half of this solution, diluted 1:1, and I thought that it might run out clean because the inside of the tank looked very clean. Well, my assumption that this was going to be clean was terribly wrong, and that's the result of the first flush out with half of the solution. And you can even see, or you mightn't be able to see that, but there's quite some strong residue there as well. So I'm going to give this a good flush out now with water, and I'll give it a second dose of this AquaClean and see what comes out then, but that was quite surprising. Well, part of the process of this is trying to get the inside of the tank dry, which is no mean feat. The baffles sort of suck the water a bit after you rinse it out. So I've hooked up a bit of plastic pipe, water pipe, with a heat gun, and I'm drying it out like that. It seems to be working okay. So it's just a little bit down in the bottom now. So once I'm finished that, I'll put the rust glass in and swish it around for about 20 minutes. And give it a light rinse of water, and I can leave that overnight then and put the sealer in tomorrow. Right, well, I've got the tank sealer all done inside. Yeah, it's a bit difficult, particularly with the baffles in there, to drain all the excess out. But anyway, I think we've got a result. I've actually stripped the whole thing down again. I wasn't happy with the paint on the outside, so I used a KBS product on it, and it didn't seem to stick all that well. So I'm just going to etch prime that and paint that in a black acrylic lacquer, and hopefully we'll get a better job. But anyway, for the not for the faint-hearted, this if you've got access to a fuel tank that you can buy new, would probably almost go down that way. By the time you put a lot of time into this, I'll put 3 or 4 days into this probably now, off and on, and if you can buy a new tank, I'd probably do that, but unfortunately here in Australia it's a little bit expensive, although this wasn't all that cheap either. So there you have it. So I'll paint this now and I'll give you a look at the finished product. Right, I've got a little bit of etch primer on that now. I'll be able to paint over that after about an hour or so. So I'll do that this afternoon, and hopefully that'll be the refurbishment of the fuel tank complete with a bit of luck. The internal sealer takes about 4 or 5 days to cure, so you can't put anything in it prior to that, but I don't plan on putting any fuel in it for quite some time, so it should be good.